fellow seekers of the divine. It is possible that life is easy for some people, but for the vast majority of mankind, it is a struggle. If it isn't a struggle economically, it is a struggle physically, psychologically, or spiritually. It is certainly not easy. Therefore, it is quite natural that when we think of an ideal, we have a tendency to think in terms of rest, of a holiday, of a relief from the struggle, all of which suggests a certain inactivity. When Arjuna found his duty to be more onerous than he could stand, he wanted to run away, to leave behind all his duties, not to have to face the challenges anymore. When Gurudev says that the goal of life is God realization, or if we hear the words moksha, nirvana, kingdom of heaven, it may suggest to us some place of rest where we are free from the struggles that burden us. But perhaps this is a misunderstanding that can actually make our situation more difficult. Certainly, Lord Krishna had no sympathy whatsoever for Arjuna's attitude. In fact, quite the opposite. He said, "You must do your duty." And then he said to Arjuna that even though he had nothing to gain in the three worlds, that he, Krishna, kept ever active. We can imagine that the goal is some place where we can sink into rest. Or we can imagine that the goal is some perspective where we are the witness and life goes calmly on as we remain peacefully witnessing. The truth is that we are the witness right now. We simply refuse to awaken to this fact. In actual fact, our goal is not to find ourselves some place of rest. Rather, it is to rouse ourselves up and do our duty exactly where we are. And strangely enough, our duty involves taking full responsibility for our present situation. A present situation that we would very often like to escape from one way or the other. We find so much about our present situation that does not please us. we are not happy with much of our outer circumstances, nor are we happy with our inner situation. We find inner habits, inner tendencies that we are not satisfied with at all. But the way out is not to escape physically, nor is it to try to escape mentally, nor imagine that there is some state called moksha where we can escape to spirituality. But rather, as Lord Krishna tried to convince Arjuna, the answer is to take full responsibility for what is right there in front of us, including elders and relatives that we may have to slay. In other words, take responsibility for everything about your present situation, both inner and outer, and fight the good fight. If we fight the good fight, Lord Krishna will be our charioteer, and when we recover our memory and do as he says, do our duty, then we will be victorious in the true way, not in some way of our imagination. Hari Om Tat Sat.